Good evening. Welcome to a more conventional episode of the Power Hour. Of course, last week we were roasting Ivan Manson and we were live, but tonight we've got a lot of cool things. C Red has returned. C Red, it was weird not having you here, so we're very happy to see you again. Don't like doing the show without you, man. It just doesn't feel right. So welcome back, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And Rion Skills is in parts unknown. He'll be joining us. He's got pancakes a little bit later, so we'll see him soon. There he is, driving down
I'm
the road.
driving, as I always am. I'm driving. Give me a minute.
Rion's driving somewhere. Nobody knows. He's on the highway to hell. That much is true. Cactus Rack will be joining us a little bit later on. She is a little bit tied up doing roller derby things. Look forward to her previewing Saturday's Chicago Knockouts endeavor with the Punk Rock Punishers versus the Comic Book Crushers. So we'll talk to Cactus in a little while. And tonight, joining us on the show for the first time, I believe this is also his first time doing Zoom. It is veteran superstar. I know him from the Rocket Pro Wrestling Galaxy as the Chicago RPW Chicagoland champion, member of the Fabulous Idols. This is Ruthless Rockin Rivera. Mr. Rivera, how are you this evening?
I'm okay. How about you guys? See you, Red. Always good to see you.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Now, before we put Ruthless in the hot seat, and like I said, Rocket Pro's general manager has told me there'll be consequences if I fail to be professional. So we will tape that in mind as we go. We want to talk a little bit about Ricky Dunlap. Obviously, he's a guy that is very well known in our industry. Shuffled off this mortal coil a couple of weeks ago. And whenever we lose somebody in this business that is, a good person, it leaves a hole, like any family member leaving would leave a hole. But this is where C Red does his best work. So you've heard from me enough. Let's go to C Red and have him share some roses about Ricky Dunlap, Ricky the Janitor, French Cactus, whatever, however you knew him. Let's let C Red talk about Ricky a little bit. Red?
I don't know what's been said already. So Ricky was one of a kind. And I know that sounds so cliche, but to know Ricky was to love Ricky. He had this light about him that he always smiled. He never complained. My most time with Ricky is in CSW. Ricky would be one of the first people, of course, there. And this is when we were in Addison Inn Park. So you can imagine, bringing that ring up all those stairs. And
Edison Park was a wild place for shows back in the day.
Dude, if nothing else, I hated the fact that the locker room was downstairs in the garage.
And that fire escape gimmick.
And that fire,
terrifying.
That dude in the winter time, can you imagine me with my shoes on, not boots, but shoes, and got to try to walk up a fire escape with snow and ice on it?
And you have a history of slip sliding away, as we well know.
Yeah, I do. So, but Ricky would always just have that smile and calmness. He would say something stupid, and no matter, like if everybody was, even if I remember, and it's funny that we're talking about the fire escape. So we're standing on the fire escape because there's getting ready to be a battle royal. And everybody couldn't fit in that little back area. So, it was pretty much first come, first serve. And there's like 10 of us standing on the fire escape. And we're waiting for them to start so we can all go in. And Ricky just starts telling the most stupidest jokes in the world. And like we forgot we're standing outside in the elements, in the cold. Like we forgot that quick. And it was like, that's the kind of person Ricky was. You know, I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna say I don't care. I just know the world, and more importantly, Chicago lost a good guy, a friend. But I will say this. That if there's anybody watching, whether you're in Chicago, whether you're in Illinois, the United States, overseas in England, wherever, if you're going through something, reach out to your people around you, to your support system. Just do it. Everybody knows I haven't been here for the past 2 weeks. First 2 weeks ago, I was sick. Last week, my mom was sick. So it's been rough. But people have been there. So I can honestly say that I've heard from everybody, Steve, Cactus, Rion. I've heard from people trying to keep me going, trying to keep this fire stoked. So people, if whatever you're going through, if you think it's too much to handle, what have you, just look around you, look at your support system. Somebody is there to lift you up. But Ricky, you will be missed. I love you, bro. This Saturday at Crash Tested, we will honor you. I'm just knowing I won't see the jumpsuit with the broom anymore is hurtful. But knowing that hopefully you are now, my friend, in a better place, and you're smiling, telling stupid jokes to your family and friends that went on before you. I love you, and I'll miss you. So.
Well spoken as always, Red. And joining us here on the program now is Cactus Rack. Hello, Cactus.
Hello.
Did you ever have any run-ins or any interactions with Ricky Dunlap over the years? I know you've kind of crossed paths with wrestling. No, he did not, huh? Well, you'd have enjoyed him.
No.
Quite an interesting character.
Yeah, I can tell from the social media posts that he was pretty well loved, a pretty good guy, and
yeah, he used to fuck with
somebody
Steve
like that.
Kenton. He used to fuck with Steve Kenton mercilessly at Crash Tested
doesn't?
first time around, and it was a very, very funny thing.
Oh, it just wasn't at Crash Tested.
It was fun. So tonight, obviously Red said we're gonna have a tribute to him this Saturday in Hobart at Crash Tested Wrestling, and we'll have a tribute to him. We did a tribute Friday night at CSW's Falling Down show. We'll talk more about that in a while. But this is where we're going to bring in the Ruthless Rockin Rivera. Now, I've always wondered, we've talked many times before and after shows, where did the Ruthless Rockin Rivera, how did Ruthless Rockin Rivera get the name? How did you earn the name? Where did you come from? How did you get here?
Where do I start? So probably started, let's see, I'm 31, about 2008. Me and a couple buddies went and got trained by a member of CSW by the name of Steve Boz.
Oh, the BOZ.
Yes.
His influence knows no bounds.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. So we all got trained. I left shortly thereafter to go do music, did a band, toured for the entire United States
What were you
twice.
playing? What kind of music?
I'm in a hardcore band. Back then it was called No Regrets. Now I'm in a band called Absent Mind. I do vocals, or I did vocals in No Regrets, and I do vocals now in Absent Mind.
So when you say hardcore, are we talking punk?
Yeah. So think of like old school Hatebreed, Terror, I can H2O more, and then more like into like almost the metal side also.
Oh, okay. So what influences that? Like the bands you mentioned, is that what influenced it?
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, growing up, even going back further than training with Steve Boz, I was going to hardcore shows with another or not a former wrestler, but another wrestler named Craig Mitchell. I'm sure you've all heard of him. Me and him are lifelong friends. We've been friends since the age of 12 and 13 because he's a year older than me. So he got me into wrestling. He got me into music. So I owe a lot to that gentleman already. So yeah, we did music. I mean, his band, he's used to be in a band too. We played together shows and done the whole thing. And we've traveled together for wrestling. Me and him went down to Tennessee. It's just, that's a partnership right there.
Oh, hey, you've been down many miles down the road, and that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
what we asked this question a lot. Red has asked it. I've asked it. We've all asked it. What was that moment that you had as a young man that made you say, I want to do that?
I have a cousin. He's a couple years older than me. He was watching it when he was a kid, and he had this tape, this WWF best of tape. It was all just goofy ass matches though. It was Henry O'Godwin versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the Blue Blood, in the pigsty match. There was Razor Ramon versus the 1-2-3 Kid in the baby match where he had to put a diaper on him. Yep. And then there was also a Doink the Clown match. I forget who he faced, but that video set in stone my love for wrestling, because I was
like late 80s, early 90s stuff, right?
Coliseum video, okay?
Yes, exactly.
Titan Sports presents.
Yep. And so my cousin, who's a couple years older than me, he showed me it, and like I was just fascinated. I would literally watch that video twice over every day, just being fascinated by the idea of it.
So when you decided, okay, I'm going to do this, and did you go to Boz right away? Did you do backyard stuff? How did the progression?
So me and my cousin would do it for fun in like our backyard. But then I met Craig Mitchell and like that crew, and we wrestled for years. We met another company that did it in Oak Lawn, and then I left because I got sick of it. I got sick of all the drama and the politics that came with it, because we're not getting paid for this. So why the hell am I going to deal with drama?
Drama and politics and
wrestling? Oh my God. Oh,
surely
yes.
You jest.
Oh yeah. So I bounced. I was over it. I left, never looked back. And then fast forward 5 years, Craig hit me up going, hey, we're doing this like super show. A bunch of people from all over the States are coming in. Do you want to come see? Just come hang out. Just come hang out. Maybe you'll wrestle, maybe you won't, whatever. So I walked in. I ended up working 4 matches in 3 days, and fell back in love with it. And that's where I met Matt Nix. That's where I met Alex Olson. That's where I met Kenny Sutra, and so on and so forth. And so then we all grew up together. And then at the age of 18, me, Kenny, Alex Olson, Craig Mitchell, Chris Castro, and Matt Nix, we all went to Boz and got trained. And so then that we all walked in as a group, and Boz looked at us and was like, this is it. Like, you're my little crew. And we were all there. We were all always at practice together. We all drove together. We were the tightest of knit family that you could think of. And then I wanted to do music. And in my 18-year-old head, I'm like, you can't do both. It's either you're going to do music or you're going to do wrestling. Like, you're not going to have the time to do both. Looking back on it, hindsight being 2020, I was a fool. I could have easily done both, and it could have worked. And who knows where I would have ended up had I stuck with it from 18 until now. So I went and did music, and then I ended up getting invited to a fest in California, Canada. I got invited to a wrestling fest in Canada because I used to always get invited by them. And I was like, you know what? I got nothing going on. It's the middle of the summer. Let's go hang out in Canada. If I wrestle, I wrestle. If I don't, I don't. Went and wrestled, fell back in love with it, with a fire back under my ass. And then I went and got retrained with the freelance Bryce Benjamin. Bryce trained me again when I came back the second time.
So how long a gap did music take out of your situation before you came back?
Yes. Let's see. I was 18, left at 19, came back. So about 5-6 years. 5-6 years I was
That's
gone.
quite a
Yep.
layoff, and those are prime years. Did
I
you
know.
find it difficult knocking the ring rust off when you came back? Had the business changed, in your opinion?
Business changed 100%, 100 times over. It's changed. And it's going to continue to change. Even with me, even wrestling now, the business continues to change. It'll always be that way. But no, it definitely, wiping the ring rust off, maybe about a month just to get back, because I was training when I came back, I was training 3 days a week every month, or 3 days a week, 4 weeks a month, every month for about 6 months. And I got back into it. And then the hardest part was coming back is trying to find work.
That makes sense. I can see now, having been trained by Boz originally and then by Bryce Benjamin, watching you work, that makes a lot of sense now. Another question I have for you that I've always been fascinated by, when I first came to Rocket Pro, Turtle was in, Mike Brennan, Mike Nowrat, whatever you want to call him. He was
Mike,
in the crowd the first night I worked, and you were one of the feature players the night that I worked for the first time at Rocket Pro. And when you came out, he and you got in a shouting match. He was in the crowd, you were in the ring. And I remember asking him, I'm like, what the hell is going on between the two of you? And he kind of gave me an aloof Turtle, just freaking wrestling podcasty answer. So I'm going to appeal to you. What's the beef between you and the primetime pimp?
No beef whatsoever. Actually, at one point, Mike took me under his wing as almost like a little brother. Like I told you earlier, when we were back at wrestling, he was one of the kids that I met through Craig and all of them. And so Mike seen me, and I was 14 and he's got like a 5-year age gap on me. So he kind of took me. Yeah. So he kind of took me in as like a little brother. Like I said, that he's seen all the drama too, first class. He'll tell you stories about all the drama too.
He's seen some drama. That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
we've ridden together.
So
We've talked about it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there's no actual beef there. It's more of like the little brother giving shit to the big brother and vice versa.
And you did a number on him. You took the title that he brought.
Oh yeah. I did. I had to do what I had to do. It's business. Titles mean more money. And more money means I can feed my family without having to worry about money. It means I can pay my bills. It means I can do things that I can't do without money.
Well, I can certainly appreciate. Before we get into Rocket Pro as a whole, and before I have Red do the roses, you're a great performer now. Where do you see yourself? Are you where you want to be? Are you where you're at and you're happy with it? Or do you have aspirations of bigger things?
Oh, I'm not even slightly happy with it. No, if the moment you are stagnant and you're happy with where you are, you should just probably leave. Yeah, if you are happy and you can't see yourself excelling and you can't see the bigger picture, you're stagnant, you get bored, and there's no reason for you to be here.
I felt everything you just said there 100%. Red, you've known this man, and every time one of the people comes on this show, you have a much deeper history than I do. You did the roses for Ricky, posthumously. Let's give Ruthless a little bit of roses while he can still hear them.
What can I say?
That's the name of the bit from now on. Every time you start this bit, it's what can I say? So this segment is called What Can I Say with C Red.
So he did come in with that little crew,
Red's
It-
talking
it-
down to you now.
which is crazy because you look at all of them now. And I remember them first entering CSW, and like they were like they had rookies written on their forehead. Like that's like, so one, it was 5 or 6 of you, right?
Yep.
And one, none of us ever had to worry about the ring because they were already there. But they just had this youthfulness, and it was like, oh, I remember that was us how many years ago. So
Red's not admitting his age.
you know, oh, I'm proud to say I'm 50. Hell. But they just had this exuberance of life. Especially Ruthless. And I could tell he was into music. I just didn't know what type of music.
And now you do.
You know, well, because my thing is whatever your thing is, that's your thing. So unless you want to tell me your thing, I'm not gonna pry. And then he disappeared, and it was like, that sucks. Because I saw like there are some rookies that walk in the door and you can instantly point and say, they suck, they won't make it. But this group, it was, and again, that was the thing. It was a group, like he stated, and all of them, there was not one where I said, even Olsen, as small as he is, like he's no bigger than this, like that big. I love you, Alex, I love you, but no bigger than that. And there was like, I kept thinking, these guys, I always think about, are guys gonna stay here or they're gonna go elsewhere? And that's my thing. Like, my whole hope for everybody, if they're passionate and they have the ability, is yes, make your name here, but get away and go other places. So I saw this whole group being able to do that. And then he left. And again, you try to ask Nix, you try to ask Castro, like, where you boy at? He doing something else. It's like, that's it? Like, that's all you gonna say? Like, you doing something else? So to come back and now to find out that he was retrained by Bryce, like you said, you can see Bryce's and Boz's handprints on his style. But I love the fact that he has made it all his own. So don't think just because I haven't physically been at Rocket Bro, I haven't watched your matches. I know everybody thinks that. I don't know why. Because I have no life. But I have. And so that kid that I saw back then, that kid is now a man. And your game, of course, is 20 times better. And I just believe, again, I love the fact that you say you're not happy, that you're still hungry and you want more. Because as you say, you get stagnant, you got to go. No place. I see him. He's already got a connection in Canada. Hell. So I need to be with him. I want to go back to Canada. There's a
Hey,
white
you
fur.
said that many times on this.
There's
show.
a white fur coat in Canada, and I'm going to find it. I'm sorry. That was 13-year-old me. I believe in you.
I appreciate that.
And I see nothing but bright things, whether it's at Rocket Pro or any company in this country, or hell, if you're able to travel outside of these United States. I think you can hold your own with anybody. Anybody. And when I say anybody, people on TV, I honestly feel you can hold your own if given that opportunity. Stephen, they'll tell you, I don't say that about everybody that's on this show. Because everybody, I believe they will crack. Some people, I believe they will crack under the pressure if given said opportunity. I don't see that happening with you. I see you making the most of that opportunity. So keep pushing forward. I would love to hear some of your music. So later on, inbox me and send me a link or something. I know I don't look like a metal guy, but I like all genres. I know it's crazy.
We've had this conversation.
I mean, see, Red. I mean, do you even know where the name Ruthless came from?
Well, I'm curious. So no.
NWA, Ruthless Records.
Well, if you
dropped it on your head.
Well, I don't know if he saw my new T-shirt design. So
my favorite. Got to get one of those.
Yeah, our new T-shirt design is the album cover from Straight Outta Compton. So
perfect. I mean, I've done so far now for Ruthless Rockin', I've done the Bad Boys rip, the Bad Boys record rip. I did the Naughty by Nature rip, and I'm getting the Run DMC rip also. So I mean,
but which Run DMC?
The one, so it just says Run DMC, but it'll say Ruthless.
Okay. I thought about that one, but then it was like too many letters and okay. But yeah, so that's cool. NWA, see, hey, 80s hip hop was what, 90s?
Yeah.
That was late 80s, early 90s.
Late
80s, right. Like you had to know who they were in the late 80s, and I don't think everybody did. Like nobody remembers Egyptian Prince was in part of NWA, and it was like, yeah, I know, the Jerry curl was dripping back in, so.
And Easy had the best perm ever.
No, dude, Cube had the best curl.
Type and Easy's was something else.
No,
that was another level.
No, if you look at that very first album cover, I clowned Easy because I was like, that's horrible. Like you took a album cover and that's how your hair is. Oh, you need to be shot.
You can't see me doing timeout, but I'm flat out saying, look, Cube had the best perm out of all the. I'm sorry, that's the only thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna put that out there. Just,
he was on your side. He said Cube.
He said Cube.
Right, Cube, man.
His perm looked like it was so wet that it stayed dry. If that makes any sense, like it, the way that he was able to sit there with that hat on, it was like his hat was floating. Like his hair was goddamn gorgeous. Okay, I'm going back to driving. My apologies.
It's all right, but I appreciate it. And only here on the Power Hour we start talking and debating about Jerry curls and drips and second was Arabian Prince. I'm just sorry. It was the whole mustache with the drip and anyway.
Kind of had that DeBarge thing going on.
Yeah, he did. Which was the DeBarge gangster. I don't know.
Gangster DeBarge. That would have been fun.
But Ruthless, I have faith in you, my friend.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to see you when you broke in this business. Boz called you his little crew. I'm just happy to see guys that came after me that are still passionate. Because I know so many people that didn't, like they didn't have the heart, and they left. And then I know some people that are still around and they still have no heart, and you really need to leave. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, so keep doing.
Yeah, where
what
did this
you
go
doing.
from giving flowers to just random ranting?
Oh, I'm just shooting on people, but they don't know who I'm shooting on. I'm sure if they watch this, they'll know I'm talking about them. But Ruthless, keep doing what you're doing, my friend. Nothing but the stars for you.
Definitely gonna do my best.
And speaking of the mat to the stars,
Oh, here
you
we
had a
go.
busy fall brawl. The Idols in general had quite the fall brawl. You guys ran roughshod over the entire show. Made your presence felt. That must have felt pretty good, right?
I mean, it was what it was. We did our business and we got in, we got out, we made sure our name was known.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could say it like that.
Steve, let me stop you right here. No matter what, you're not going to get the rise out of me that you got all those other dudes doing. The one time I seen that 5-way and that just looked like a cluster.
No. We're not trying to get rises out of anybody tonight. We're talking. We got passion in our minds. We're glad Red's back. We're gonna talk with Cactus about roller derby. We're remembering Ricky. So no, I got no quarrel with the Idols tonight per se. Plus, General Manager Damian Saint was pretty clear on how I had to conduct myself this evening. So let's go back to Fall Brawl and talk about that show. It was quite a show. Yet another standing room only sellout. And it started with the Idols coming out and having a bit of a party. I was just an innocent bystander watching from the front row, cheering on my favorite superstars. And next thing you know, Damian Saint, calls out his attorney, and suddenly I'm under contract and I have to forcibly do commentary. So that was a nice start.
Did you actually regret doing commentary? I know, Steve. All jokes aside, I love your commentary. Even though you kind of berated me in my match, I still enjoyed your commentary. I still enjoyed it.
Well, some people enjoy it, some people don't. That's fine. I got a list of critiques from Damian Saint, and he thought I said some objectionable things, and he said management's not real happy with me right now. And I'll make adjustments. I'm all about constructive criticism. Gunnar Brave and Chris Logan, a surprise match. That didn't quite go the Idols' way. I mean, Gunnar Brave walked out of it, but it seems like there's a little friction between the Idols and Gunnar Brave. How do you feel about that?
So first off, I was working. I was on call for my shoot job, so I showed up late. Unfortunately, I didn't get to catch.
That's right. You didn't. I didn't get the tea and cookies.
Yeah, I actually have to work, unlike some people. So I missed the whole opening party celebration, whatever the hell they wanted to call it, in which I heard it got dragged out longer than it should have. But not my business, not my place.
That's all on the Idols, man. I mean, they were.
You got to remember something, Steve. I am in the Idols for one reason and one reason only, and it's because Joey Roth doubled my pay than what Bill wanted to pay me. I've been with Rocket for 3 years. Never once have I seen a pay raise. Never once has he been like, "Hey, man, you're doing really good. Here's an extra few dollars for your gas tank." I haven't seen any of that. So Joey came to me and he goes, "Listen, if you win this title for us, for the Idols, I will double your pay on top of your championship pay." So he's paying me almost 3 times of what Bill and Shelly wants to pay me. So don't get it twisted. It's yeah, cool. I'm in the Idols, but I'm here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to get paid. So if Bill hears this and he wants to up my pay, me and him can have a conversation about it. But I'm in the Idols for one reason only: to make money.
Something tells me that if you're loyal, even by money, to the Idols, that the Shellys don't really want much to do with you. And that's probably a good thing.
But yet they keep letting me in the building.
Well, the idols let you in the building. Let's be honest. I mean, you're running with them, so you get your perks, and that's great.
Well, he's the champion now, so
Well, he's
they have to let him in the building.
I imagine that, they'll, I mean, if he's on the Flash Harris plan, I mean, he'll defend it every 6 months. Oh, wait. That's right. I forgot. Flash lost the title to Maximus Orion, who returned, and he beat old boy with a lightsaber and the 1, 2, 3. That had to be a little embarrassing for that. Did you guys have like a group meeting afterwards after that match? Because I mean, Maximus Orion humbled Flash.
I'm surprised you didn't hear me in the back yelling at him. I sat him down. I sat him down and was like, dude, what are you doing? You
sat Flash down?
Who do you think's almost running this show at this point? Outside of Gunner, who's the second? Who? Johnny Knight? Damian Gray? Who?
Ruthless, are you shooting on the idols? What are you doing? This is great.
I'll shoot on everybody. Because once again, Steve, you're missing the point of Rockin Rivera. I have a kid downstairs. I have bills to pay. I have a mortgage to pay. As long as Joey Roth is fronting this money, I'll be an idol. The moment that money stops, what are they good for?
So Ruthless Rockin Rivera, not so much an idol, but a mercenary. That's good.
I'm not Garrison Creed. Relax.
I'm not talking about Garrison Creed. I'm talking about, working for the highest bidder, like a high-priced hitman or call girl.
Like I said, Bill wants up my pay. We can have a conversation.
I mean, I can't really call you a hooker on commentary. I mean, I could do it here.
You could call me whatever you want. No matter what, I get things done.
Wow,
my performance in the ring since day one has proven I get things done.
Well, you get things done, and that's true, but I don't know if you really actually beat Connor Hopkins. I mean, seems like he had you at a disadvantage, and there was some chicanery there. And that I'm just saying, the Coyotes don't forget.
And they can remember it. They can write it down on paper. They can take a picture of it, send it in an email or a fax, and let me know when he takes that belt off me.
And, it seemed, other than the Flash Harris situation, that the idols had it pretty easy. I mean, after all, Crazer and Joey Blues kind of beat each other. I would not necessarily say that Gray and Nye had much to do with that victory. Would you?
Honestly, probably not. I caught bits and pieces of the match. They work together as a team very well. I'll give them that. They're a team. They're a unit. But at the same time, when you get in the heads of the opposition, you let them beat themselves. That's the way I've always thought. If I convince you that you're going to lose no matter what, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose.
So it seems to me that the idols are not necessarily as cohesive as one would think. And I think maybe that means that the poor leadership of our new general manager might be starting to manifest itself.
You're probably not wrong.
Hey, you don't want to get in trouble.
No, I'm just saying, I'm not shooting on the idols. I'm just saying that.
No, I'm talking about the GM.
Who, Damian Saint?
Yeah, you don't want to get in trouble.
No. I don't. I got his notes about how commentary should go. So I'm going to follow his notes, and I'm going to do his bidding, his evil bidding.
Just saying. You don't want to say nothing on here.
Christian Rose defeated Grin in the championship match, thanks to a little help from C-Red's buddy Marche Rocket, who seems back up to his old tricks again. But to be fair, before Marche hears this and starts going all victim on me again, Grin did kind of cost Marche his match to be the 20th entrant into the Rumble. Now, talking about that Rumble, it was a festive match, and I want to play one thing just so Red can see it. So let me get that here. I have never been more scared in my life as a human. I just like you to know that now. So we had this Rumble, and Joey Roth gets introduced, and I got to be in this Rumble myself. And Joey Roth is a character, right? You love Joey Roth. He's your money man, et cetera, et cetera. Is that right?
Sure, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that. So let me get this footage here. So just so Red can see it. Here is a little excerpt. I eliminate Joey Roth. And then Flash, ass over tea kettle. Now, there was a moment there that my head was about 2 feet off the floor and my feet were way up in the stars and I had no idea how to stop. So when they talk about wrestling and, fake, scripted, whatever you want, there were 2 minutes, but less than, there was 18 seconds there where I thought I died. So thanks to the Rocket Pro people for letting me be a part of the Rumble. It was a real thrill. And the dog is going to bark because I think Rion is here. So I'll try to speak loudly. Grin versus Christian Rose.
Rion's not there.
That's not you. You're the ghost.
Not even close. Not even close. I'm in the quarter right now.
So the Grin Marche Rocket thing kind of boiled over into a thing. And now, as we head to Darkness Falls, you've got Grin versus Marche Rocket in the final battle, and it's a casket match. Red, your boy is he fought with a hearse last year at the last ride match. Now he's in caskets. How you feel?
I feel fine. I feel confident.
I mean, Grin's got his number.
Dude, every time we turn around, Grin is gone. So this time, Marche is gonna make sure it's permanent. So
Marche feels pretty confident. Rockin, you have a title. You might want to trade that in for another title down the road. Your paths might cross with Marche and Grin at some point. What say you about the casket match?
First off, why would I trade in one title when I can have 2 titles?
Oh, so you want to take 2. You want to be the heavyweight champion and the Chicagoland champion.
Once again, titles mean more money.
Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair. So October 1st, Darkness Falls, 2 weeks from Saturday, I think it is.
2 weeks from Saturday.
2 weeks from Saturday.
No, it's a week from Saturday. It's a week from Saturday.
Oh, it's a week from, that's right. A week from
Saturday.
Saturday.
A week from Saturday.
So we got that coming right up pretty quick, coming out hot. It's going to be a show. I mean, we've got a triple threat match with people debuting, and Red is familiar with one of these guys from Dreamwave, I believe.
I'm familiar with everybody.
What now?
I'm familiar with everybody.
Yeah, Red does know a lot of folks. So the match in which I speak of is Axel Rico.
I've seen it.
And the man with the steel buns from Dreamwave. Talk about him.
I can't stand him.
Why can't you stand him?
He threw Marche into a steel post. Like, Marche right now should be the Dreamwave champion. Period.
Bad buns, Justin Fowler.
But,
bad buns.
And I mean, part of me understands, but the other part is like, you could have let, you saw that Capri was getting ready to lose, because all it was going to take was an M80, and it's done. It's over. Night, new champ. We go home. Yay. But instead, you decide to throw Marche's shoulder into the post, and Marche, it took weeks for him to recover from that.
Yeah, he's still a little dinged up. He wasn't feeling himself this past Friday at Falling Down, that's for sure. Versus also 12 Gauge, the Boomstick, making his Rocket Pro debut. We've got tag matches. We've got casket matches. I'm sure there'll be championship matches, as we've got Cody James taking on Old Evil Christian Rose, because Cody won the over-the-top Rocket Rumble. So a lot of action happening at Darkness Falls, and I'm sure
you missed a debut.
Oh, no, I'm not done yet. So word on the Street Cactus is that a certain Hot Rod Daddy is going to make his presence felt in Joliet. Speak about that.
Yeah, well, all I can tell you is that he's going to be there in a triple threat match with Shaq, Jordan, and Russell TD.
Russell TD, we know very well. Shaq Jordan, amazing talent. This will be a great opportunity for Andy to.
I will unfortunately not be in attendance, so I'm going to need you to film it for me.
Oh my God, you're not going to be there. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm kind of pissed. You don't have a roller derby on that. I know for a fact you don't have one of those.
No, I'm missing his Frontline show on Saturday because I have roller derby.
We're going to talk about Chicago knockouts plenty. And down the road, as we get into October, November, we're going to start featuring some guests from Chicago knockouts as well. It'll be.
However, October 1st, I will be wrestling related. I will be at the first birthday party of some wrestling royalty. So.
Well, Cactus gets around. She is developing quite the reputation in this business.
I know everybody, just like C Red.
Indeed. You guys are birds of a feather. Ruthless Rockin Rivera. We know you're living quite large as an idol and a champion at Rocket Pro. Where else are you doing your business these days?
Well, as Cactus just mentioned, Frontline Pro, I am also the battle champion there, and I will be facing Ewok on Saturday.
Oh, you're going to die.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Once again, you're missing the point.
I don't know if Ewok might not. See, this is one of those. Normally, we all pick Ewok, right?
Well, Ewok, because Ewok's the hardest striker in the business right now.
Yeah, but Ruthless. See, he's not that kid that I saw when he first came in. He was all clean cut and he played so nicely. No, he's not that guy no more.
All right, pick it, Red. Ewok versus Ruthless. I want you to pick it right here on this show. Pick it.
Ruthless.
Damn.
I'm gonna pick Ruthless.
I'm gonna see Ewok this week. I'm gonna tell him you said that.
I'm gonna see him too. So
I'm gonna save this.
And I'll see him Saturday when he's looking up at the ceiling. So
you're gonna beat Ewok. Man, the multiverse is a crazy place,
right?
You got Frontline. You got Rocket Pro. Where else gets the Ruthless touch?
Actually, when I just seen C Red about 3 weeks ago at True Privilege.
So you are all over the place.
No, just really those three right now. I mean, nobody else. Rion Skills don't want to book me. He's afraid to book me.
Rion doesn't book. Rion
is not afraid of anything. I'll have you know.
Do that.
Rion, okay, so let's put this disclaimer out here. Rion Skills is the information liaison for IPW.
That's right.
Okay.
He doesn't book anything. Just ask him, he'll tell you.
DWA, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with him.
Dynamic Wrestling Alliance?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I have a show with them on the 16th of October.
Are they fighting out of Side Street? Because that is their home typically.
I have no idea where the show is. All I was told is that it was the 16th. It would be me and Shaq Jordan versus Quinn Whittick and Joey Dalton.
Ooh, Death Wish. Man, you're gonna lose a bunch this month.
But see, again,
I mean, a slab of concrete can't keep Quinn down, so I don't know what can.
Yeah, Quinn's on a different level than the plane.
Yeah, but see, if I've got
we call him sexy violence for a reason.
We're talking about Quinn, and I love Joey. He was a guest here, but Cactus, you saw Shaq Jordan versus in the ring. Black Wrestlers Matter. You saw him live. So for him and Ruthless together, like two different styles on one team. And yeah, Quinn, he gets up from everything, but I can't say that about Joey. And I see Ruthless hitting Joey in 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
So if I gotta pick that, then I'm going to pick Ruthless and Shaq.
Ruthless getting a lot of love from C-Red here tonight on the Power. That's pretty cool.
Hey, I don't book the matches. I'm just
And
telling
neither
you.
does Rion Skills.
You know,
Information, liaison.
I just trying to figure out, why would y'all do that to Paul Joey?
That's fair. That's fair indeed. Ruthless, there are a lot of promotions out there right now. Is there one or two that you really enjoy working with that's on your maybe your wish list as we head into 2023?
I'll work anywhere. I'd love to work in the city. I'd love to work in Illinois in general. Outside of Rocket and the one time I worked for DWA and the one time I worked for Privilege, I'm not booked anywhere else in the state.
Well, we need people will see this, and hopefully you'll get some people reaching out to you, because C-Red seems to be quite the man. He just
Rion finally show up,
entrance, doesn't he? This is the information liaison that is now here, not the man who books anything. He's just a liaison, right, Rion? You're just a liaison. Here he comes.
Yes.
Short and sweet. You're
I'm
an
just
idol,
gonna-
though.
Let me
Rocket,
just
go ahead. Sorry, Red. What do you got?
I just want to say again, you keep saying why I'm showing him love. So Ed said True Privilege show a few weeks ago to be peeking through the curtain, even though there was no curtain, and seeing Ruthless really dismantle people one after the other. And all these guys were nonstop. And I had to go to the concession stand and I ordered a hot dog. But I had to ask them, did those guys that are in the ring, like y'all got Red Bull back here or Monster, or y'all got IVs of some kind of, because there was no break, none. And he killed this one kid off the top rope. I swore, and I like the kid. I think the kid has a nice future. But I swore this kid was dead in front of his entire family, his whole family, the front row, all of these people. And I was like, he just killed this kid in front of his family. His mama and daddy sitting there. I'm like, how do we go up to the mama and the daddy and your son is dead? Like, he done, like he didn't get up, like. And then, Miles did what he did, and, but, that had nothing to do with you, Ruthless, nothing personal, just business.
Nope.
It
don't matter. I'm coming
But-
back to True Privilege, and we're gonna see who gets that title when it's 1-on-1.
Ooh, Ruthless versus Miles. That would be pretty cool.
Hey, like he said, it's about the money, man. It's always about the money.
Well, Ruthless, I'm going to tell you this. As far as Fabulous Idol guests go, you have been the most pleasant of the idols to deal with. I like the attitude, and I like where your head's at. I like the fact that you don't think much of our general manager, and I like the fact that you're in it.
You didn't say that.
We'll put it out there. I don't think much of anybody at all. Period.
That's fair. That's fair.
You've watched me talk to half of that place.
I have.
Like I said, I'm there to walk in, win championships, and make money. Outside of that, everybody's the same.
Must be the money.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see Ruthless Rockin Rivera defend his RPW Chicagoland Championship title on October 1st at Dark.
Really? Are you really going to see that? Because as of right now, I was told I don't have a championship match.
Oh,
which I think
I might be. I just
which I think is stupid.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. That's right. That's fair. That's fair. Because when it comes to idols and defending championships, we know you guys can go months without defending titles.
And that's not on me. I had to come out and challenge Connor Hopkins to put my title on the line. Steve, you know that, right? I didn't have a title match going into this last show. I had to come out and open this challenge to Connor to even get that match.
You
I
did.
am here to put my title on the line every month. And for some reason, I'm not getting defending. Instead, we're bringing in kids for some reason when I'm here ready to work every month.
Well, I have no answer for that because I'm not the general manager. So maybe Damian Saint, you should make a phone call. He seems to like to be in his office. Maybe give him a jingle.
I mean, you're not going to surprise everybody by suddenly announcing that Damian Saint is in the waiting room.
No, Damian Saint won't come on this show ever again. No.
Wow.
No, we're done with Damian Saint.
Does he have the turtle band? Is that what
No. Well, I'm lightening up on Turtle. That was a little rough. C-Red was just mad.
Oh, okay.
Turtle's still a friend of the show. C-Red was just having a bad night. Anyway, Ruthless Rivera, thank you for joining us tonight. Do you have any final thoughts before you're more than welcome to stay because we've got knockouts to talk about. We got a lot to do and we got a little time to do it. So if you
and I'm gonna pop in here, Ruthless. If you're looking for bookings in the city or in Illinois, hit up Hot Rod because he's booking for Wrestle League.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I've been talking to a few of the Wrestle League kids, and they're just waiting for dates for me to get. So, yeah, I've been in talks with Wrestle League. A handful of them are really supportive of my work because they have seen what I've done. But no,
Well,
Hot
hit
Rod
up
Daddy
Hot Rod directly because he's actually booking the shows now.
Oh, is he? Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll talk to him on Saturday about that.
There you go.
Yep.
An actual.
When I see his
actual
mystery
booking.
opponent for Frontline.
I'm telling you, and like I said,
Mystery.
Wrestle League is
It's John Stamos.
is about to do
Oh, is
something
it John
John
Stamos?
good. Hasn't been
John
done in a
Stamos.
while.
It's not John. No, it can't be John Stamos.
It's John Stamos.
It's definitely John Stamos.
Ah,
I'm just eating pancakes, y'all.
it's not my John Stamos, is it? You know, with the good hair.
The great hair.
Uncle Jesse. No,
Mhm.
no.
Amos
Yep.
doesn't have the hair.
I fell in love with him on General Hospital.
In this. Fucking in this.
I got nothing. I got.
Hey, he's got perfect hair, man. He's got perfect hair.
I
Just saying.
Just do that. That's all you gotta do. Time out.
Nope. We're
Time
good.
out.
Hey, him and George Michaels, the best two hairs ever.
There's no S on the end of George Michael. Just
George
one
Michaels,
Michael.
whatever.
Not
Careless
Michael.
Whispers,
That's
Wham,
Shawn
whatever.
Michaels. I know where you're at. I know where your mess up is. That's okay. Ruthless, are you staying or going?
I'm going to go put my son to bed.
Ruthless, thank you for taking time away from your family to talk to us. I have found your information extremely enlightening, and I will hope to have you back on this program down the road after you lose your title so I can make fun of you.
Oh, there it is.
Only you understand. Don't come to your house. It's still not that long.
So now we're officially banned on Facebook, so we can't take it. We're gonna get flagged. Someone's gonna say something. It's gonna happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ruthless Rockin Rivera, Rocket Pro Wrestling, hopefully Wrestle League, Frontline, True Privilege. He's everywhere you want him to be, and we'll get you in Chicago at some point. Rockin, thank you, brother. I appreciate your time.
You all have a good night.
All right, that's our guest, Ruthless Rockin Rivera. Check him out. Check out his work. Milady, Cactus Rat.
Yes.
This Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
Homewood, Illinois, at the auditorium.
Yes.
Even though I don't get to be there, I will be there in spirit as the Chicago Knockouts returned. And it is the punk rock punishers, of which you inhabit, versus the comic book crushers, which I'm devastated I don't get to see.
Yes.
So spin us some tales about what the kids can expect this Saturday night in Homewood, as roller derby continues to be all the rage in this town.
Well, surprise, I'll be there. Andy and I had a conversation actually at practice on Sunday because I was having a blast that it isn't fair that he never misses his shows, but I miss my bouts to support him. So he will be going to Frontline on his own, and I will be bouting.
But
I'm
the
very
real
excited
question
about
is,
it.
what about Hazel?
Hazel's doing it at the concession stand again.
Ah, okay. Boy, she made some cash.
Yeah, no, I'm totally just gonna leave my kid home alone with the dog, Steve.
No, that's not what I meant. Was she gonna go with Andy or is she going with you? That's what I was.
No, she'll go with me. As much as she loves Andy and loves wrestling, roller derby was our family when I was a single mom. You know, that was our support system. I used to joke that roller derby was her dad, because it was always somebody from roller derby coming to, like, when I didn't have a car, coming to give us a ride, you know, how, like, when we were in the hospital for epilepsy, it was always somebody from roller derby that was sitting up with us all night. So she's gonna want to be there. That's family.
That being said, tell Hazel's dad I said hi. Roller derby.
Steve says hi, Hazel's dad. Hi, Steve. So I am now officially rostered on the Punk Rock Punishers. And you will find that there will not be a Gilda this time, because there will be a bikini kill on the Punk Rock Punishers. And we may have matching outfits. I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. Well, you won't even be able to see. None of you are going to be able to see. And so, what's up, Rian?
We'll all be in the same area.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah,
gonna be
well,
in Hobart.
Not
Which
my
I
fault.
told Jed when he was on the show that I was not available September 24th because of Frontline. And then he saw that I'm doing the bout and he's like, oh, so I guess you're not available on Saturday. I was like, Jed, please listen to me.
Well, here we go.
In Jed's defense, he just did get out of a cave not too long ago, captivity.
Yeah,
That's true. I have to, account for the Stockholm syndrome and all
Yeah,
of that.
you gotta account for
That's
all
fair.
of that.
My
never been said
sincere
here on this
apologies,
show. That's really
Jed. That
good.
was very insensitive of me. Moving on.
Yeah.
So yes, so the lovely Marley Quinn.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying is Marley Quinn.
Marley Quinn and I used to be something of a roller derby tag team.
Makes sense.
Man.
Makes sense.
And at the last bout of the season where COVID cut us off in the middle, she turned her back on me. And she switched teams and didn't tell me.
That
And there-
charlatan.
Also makes sense.
Yes. And there is video footage of me interrupting one of her interviews afterwards and getting my hands around her neck and making it clear
I want to do interviews. I want to be the
that there
interviewer.
is going to be hell to pay. And this Saturday, I've decided she's going to make that payment.
Oh my God. I want to interview the roller derby superstars. So
Damn, this is better than
I want
wrestling
to be part
storylines.
of the choking.
Mr. GM, Mr. CTWGM, is it possible that I take a sick day
No.
in order to go?
Well, no, you can't. See, listen, GM right now is a puff position because the CEO and his brother are running the place.
Look.
First of all, we don't care about his brother, but you still got some stroke.
We need to
So-
figure that out. We all
Look at Rion. Look at Rion. He all puffy under the eyes. He got stuff coming out the nose.
He does.
He don't look good. He
And
got
only
like,
the
Oh no,
Chicago
yeah, no.
knockouts have the
You ain't
cure.
doing the COVID.
Only the
Ain't
Chicago
nothing- no.
knockouts have the cure.
so you know what?
Oh, that's not. I'm watching that right now. Don't worry.
So I can't be there either.
Oh, you know what? That's on me. Hold on. Let me go this way.
Well, while you're sick on Saturday, make sure you're wearing
You
purple
see it
to
there.
support the Punishers, okay?
Wow, you sounded like Willie.
Mr. GM, work something out.
All right, we'll
That's
see what we
Work
can
something
do.
out.
Hey, can what? So, Rack, what time is your show?
It is at 8. Doors
8.
open at 7:15. Show starts at 8.
Can't get there.
And
man.
it will go until at least 9:30, 10.
We travel to different states. We can't do it. I've tried to figure it out. I can't physically. You can start there and then come back. But
maybe after the show, we can head to Rabid Brewery to, see how it
I
went.
already plan on doing it. I don't know what y'all
Right,
doing.
yeah.
I already plan on going.
That's on. We're
I
coming.
mean, I'm gonna need a ride there and a ride home because Andrew's gonna have the car. So
He got you.
I can do that.
okay.
So this
All right.
Saturday night, Homewood, the auditorium, the knockouts are back better than ever. Starting next month in October, I'm very excited to be doing commentary there, and I will be doing it for the next calendar year. So that is aside.
Oh, there's more. There's
Oh.
more. Rion, I forgot there's more. We are going to have fight refs and an announcer
Fight refs.
from Andy's a fight ref for the knockouts. He gets
That's
to
true.
break up the fights.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to be a fight ref, C-Red?
What happened? What I missed?
I would love to, but see the way my hands are.
Look,
Like,
Oh
look,
no!
hey,
It's 22. We don't do that.
C-Red,
We don't do that.
I know that's why I can't do it.
you wouldn't leave the building alive.
You would be killed.
And
Girls are batshit
And he's
crazy.
like, and what a way to go.
right,
That's
like,
also fair.
The Bros will be fight refs. Russell TD will be a fight ref. And Aaron Stone, I see, is going
Oh,
to be an
God.
announcer.
He's going to be an announcer
He's going to be an announcer
with me. Me and Aaron.
At the next.
Oh, at the next.
on
Okay.
Saturday. He's
This
doing
Saturday.
it with
Saturday.
another.
And then
Aaron Stone's trying to steal my
legend
business.
of Derbydom,
I'm gonna
Ocho.
get Aaron
who-
Stone.
Can
Aaron,
I
I'll see
finish
you on
talking,
Sunday.
Steve? Can I talk? I'm talking.
You can
Ocho.
job some of the people some of the
Okay,
time.
Steve.
Like Steve, be careful what you wish for. Let us finish.
Ocho was one of, they called them the bank track monkeys. They were the people who would go around and take apart the bank track for the LA Derby dolls in the early 2000s in LA. So that if you want to see some bank track, check out the LA Derby dolls. So
Doing it right now.
it's going to be full of legends, full of characters, and full of me crushing the life out of Marley Quinn.
Marley Quinn is on borrowed time. We hardly knew you, Marley. I fully intend in October to have a show dedicated to the knockouts because I want to get some knockouts on this show to talk about roller derby because I think that would be fun to do. So the knockouts this Saturday, Cactus Rack will be there. She might not be Cactus Rack. Are you going to be Cactus Rack or are you not Cactus Rack?
I'm going to be Roxy Rage.
Roxy Rage, AKA Cactus Rack, AKA Rachel. She has many an identity. She will be there. And that will be a splendid thing. Hopefully we'll get to see you at the end of the evening. We are running low on time. So I did not do this to myself. I did not. I overcommitted myself and I have something else I have to do.
I am going to have to pop out now because we're having one of those, a school project is due tomorrow and we're just finding out
pain and the last
situations.
minute sucks.
Yeah.
So Cactus Rack, everybody.
woo!
We love you, Cactus.
I love you all.
Good luck on
Brad,
Saturday.
I'm so
Hopefully
happy
we'll
that
see
you're
you.
home and you're doing better and that your mom is doing better.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. Rion and Steve. And goodbye.
Make sure that Andy sees this.
Your hat? Okay. I will make sure.
Okay.
I promise.
All
All right. Bye.
Cactus Rack. Good night, Cactus. We'll see you next time around.
Good night.
All right, there she goes. Cactus Rack, our celebrity superstar. She will be in action Saturday night for the knockouts in Homewood. Check it out. But if you can't make it to Homewood, come on out to Hobart, Indiana, because Crash Tested Wrestling presents Whiplash. Why you look at me?
Why do people keep trying to talk to me like I'm in charge of stuff?
We told them straight away that you're the information liaison. Red and I had your
I
back.
don't understand why people keep trying
I don't
to
know.
talk to me like I got like stroke or
I
something.
don't know.
Here's the funny part.
Here.
I ain't got a glass.
That's all right. Just hold the bottles up tonight. It's a clusterfuck tonight.
I ain't got no glass.
If they were at IPW 2 months ago, it was clearly announced that the boss was in the audience.
Yes, that is fact. And you were
So-
still doing information liaison things. So anybody
It went over people's head. They had to be there. They would have saw who it was. They didn't. It went over their
Besides, I'm
head.
just being honest, but as good as the IPW shows are, I mean, you couldn't do that. You're just not that guy to create something that's that magical, right?
Do I look creative?
I mean, no, not at all. I mean, you're the real deal. Your career is storied. If you were in the ring, that would mean something, but you know, you're not.
I'm not.
So it doesn't really matter. So anybody, no, information liaison at best. Sometimes you
The
put,
most creative Rion
sometimes
is
you
his
put on your
tights.
leader stripes.
The most creative is his tights. And he no longer wears them.
Don't
So
wear them anymore. I like his theme music too.
nah,
I can feel it. You can't
I-
feel it. There's
the
something wrong.
tights.
Some notes. That's you.
The
need.
I'll
tights.
get to our notes.
You stop holding me up and start holding these notes and get to going.
Whiplash.
No, Saturday.
We've got
Whiplash.
this Saturday. We've got you know, I hear I'm still the general manager, and you know, Rion has called me agent of chaos many times. There will be an era of chaos. It might be coming to an end, that era of chaos, but there will be chaos. I will wreak havoc on everyone. I haven't been there in a while. A lot of people have been talking shit. High society talking a lot of shit. Everybody talking shit. GM is this. Cameron slapped me. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm gonna give you 15 minutes.
He's going to give me, that's all about all the time we have. So rapid fire as to what's happening and what's happened. Cameron, high society, you have no idea what's in store for you, son. You've been talking shit for a month. Actually, it's been 2 months.
2
hasn't it?
months.
Talking shit for 2 months. You will have a comeuppance because, you know, there are actions, reactions, and consequences, as we know. The ARC, word on the street is that Miles might not show red. That would be extremely bad.
I feel like we've been here before. We've been here before.
We have. It'd be extremely bad for the ARC to not be in attendance.
Look, man. We wasn't coming. I got the letter. We'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you better be there. Or there'll be consequences that you understand.
Whatever. Keep
Chasing
going.
Destiny is on the line as the undeniable Nick Diamond of High Society will be taking on Michael Pierce. So that should be a very interesting match. There's a lot of animosity there between those two young men. Why you gonna,
No, not gonna do it.
why are you gonna call timeout?
Please. I got you. You go ahead. You answered the question already.
I get to meet Jed's brother for the first time, so I'm really excited about that.
You've met him.
I have met him, but I've never known him to be his brother.
You've met him though. You've met him many a times. I don't understand.
I'm going to get him in the ring, and I'm going to do Maury Povich. I'm going to find out how this is just coming to our attention now.
I don't
I'm
see
going to
somebody
Maury Povich
running
the
with
shit
camera.
out of this.
I don't see nobody running with the camera somewhere. I'd be really pissed.
I'm
I'd be really pissed.
I'm gonna
off.
be in that kitchen. I'm gonna throw somebody through the window. I'm gonna do my best martial. There's gonna be chaos everywhere. So if you're not doing roller derby, you got to come to Whiplash because Crash Tested Wrestling. If you haven't seen it yet, you're missing something pretty special. Despite the fact that our champion is not great.
I know what- Get out of this. scenario.
I mean,
I got this.
been watching Miles a long time.
Like
Kang at the
90
pre-show, Kang at a whole show. Champion? I don't know. He's kind of ducking opponents. He's dancing and doing his thing.
We ain't ducking nobody.
He's ducking us.
We don't worry about it. Again,
Yeah.
you bring
That might be the first thing I do when I show up in Hobart is get in that ring, grab the mic, and call out Miles.
Yep. Good thing Ryan Matthews here.
whatever.
So there's going to be a lot of chaos.
Oh, Ryan Matthews.
The CEO and his brother better have security on hand because I'm coming in I'm coming in hot.
Ryan Matthews can do
Ryan
it.
Matthews can deal with it. Hi, Ryan.
All
Congratulations.
right.
Ryan Matthews, AEW Dark. Congratulations, Ryan.
We ain't worried about it.
But he did admit he was ugly.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
shit. It's gone.
secret identity. So we're going to shift gears and we're going to go right into CSW falling down. It happened this Friday night.
Don't we have to cover Sunday first?
We're going to cover Sunday in a minute. We're going to backtrack.
Oh,
The clock is running, Red. The clock is running.
you got 13 minutes.
Keep going. Don't pause.
I'm pausing. It's a dramatic pause.
I'm sorry.
The show started off with a tribute to Ricky Dunlap. All the wrestlers came out. It was a nice moment. Ricky, we said at the beginning of the show, great fella, charismatic superstar, entertained a lot of people for a long time. So CSW gave him his due, the 10 bell salute. It was a interesting way to start the show. I was sans light up shoes and chicanery. I was all business because it's a time for respect. And then the Black and Bray Army fucked everything up completely. And what did they do when Conan Lycan couldn't come? Who did they get? The New World Man, my latest arch enemy, Shane Hollister, who attacked me on Twitter, saying I don't know who he is. I know who Shane Hollister is, but he is the general apparently in the Black and Brave Army, and they came out and created havoc and hell on earth at Falling Down. The match, Joey Avalon versus Axel Rico, no disqualification, did not end very well for Axel Rico, because at the very end of the show, and I'm not even sure Joey Avalon knew this was going to happen, they came out and each member of Black and Brave delivered their finisher to Axel Rico, who then Joey Avalon did his finisher. And this man they had a fight. Avalon was busted open. It was a chaotic match and the crowd was not happy. And Axel, they said there were signs, Rion, that said, if Axel loses, we riot. And they rioted. The fans rioted. It was scary. It was scary business at Falling Down. So I don't know what's going to happen next month, but Hollister said it's not a one-off. So I think Hollister's coming back, and if he gets in the GM's way, not a good thing for Hollister.
Are you the GM?
It's CSW, yes, I am.
Okay.
For another 2 shows at least.
I have to keep track.
I do commentary. I'm pulling double duty.
Okay. I'm keeping track.
Other noteworthy things, Aaron Stevens was the special guest, and we've had quite a few special guests: Carlitos, Scotty Too Hottie, Luchasaurus. We've had a lot of really cool people come and do our shows. Aaron Stevens was amazing. Aaron Stevens gave to everybody in that locker room, in that crowd. I have never seen a superstar give more of his time and energy than Stevens did, and he and Boz had one hell of a match. So kudos to Chicago Style Wrestling for putting out the expenses to have someone like Aaron Stevens, and kudos to Boz for battling through his shoulder injury to put on a very entertaining match that everybody really liked. And Heather Reckless retains her women's title in the Fatal 4-Way, but it seems like Sky Blue and Bombshell Shelley are destined for a collision of epic proportions. So the next show coming up in October, typically called Fright Night, not Fright Fight. That's
Figure out what you got to say.
Fright Night.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's the name this year, but we've got that coming up in the middle of October. There are going to be some bad intentions at that show. Also, our friend Ryan Matthews, who's on AEW Dark this week, also admitted in an I'm Ugly match that he's ugly. And there was a taser. And I've never seen a taser at CSW before. And it was wild. It was wild indeed. Next month at the October show, Eugene is CSW's special guest. So we look forward to seeing that charismatic superstar as well, which brings me in to Southland Championship Wrestling that happened this past Saturday night. Hunter Payne, Jimmy Blaze, the SCW Power War came down to a body bag match. What happened in the first 3 minutes of the match, Red? The body bag ripped.
No, it didn't.
The body bag ripped in half.
No, it didn't.
And we're on commentary. I'm on commentary with Travis T and Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, the POW commentator, nasty. I can't even remember his name. It's inconsistent. It was on his hat. The hell, Spicoli.
Why would you?
Shaggy Spicoli.
How do you have a sandwich with no bread?
That's what I'm saying. So immediately after that happens, we're all on commentary going, "What? How do you win? How do we win? There's no way to win this match." Jimmy Blaze actually at one point pinned Hunter Payne for no reason because it's not a pinfall match. It's a body bag match. There's no body bag. So Jimmy's taking the sad pieces of the bag and he's
I'm laughing at Red.
why are you laughing at Red?
Because that says it all right there.
The pieces of the body bag, he's trying to connect two halves of a ripped bag to lock up Hunter. And he's trying, and you can't zip a rip zipper. You know it don't work. You know. So then all of a sudden, of course, it's POW and SCW, all hell breaks loose. Everybody comes out of the back. There's the chaos.
Did they bring it back?
They did not bring it back. And SCW and POW chases everybody away. So it's back to Blaze and Hunter in the ring, and Blaze is busted open, and it's chaos. And all of a sudden, that music hits, and who comes down from the heavens? Come on, Red. Who come down from the heavens? Who's the only man that could come down from the heavens at SCW?
TA.
TA comes down, and what does TA have in his hand?
Contract.
No, not a contract.
Body bag.
Backup body bag.
Back up body bag.
Because if you're bringing one bag, you might as well bring two.
Oh.
So the body bag happened. Jimmy Blaze got zipped inside that bag, and Hunter Payne, Hell's Cowboy, retains his title. POW is sent away, shamed. It was great. And watching Spade and all the POW superstars carefully unzip Jimmy Blaze from that bag, and inside the bag, all the blood is there, and Jimmy Blaze can barely walk out. And we started a nah, nah, nah chant as they exited the facility. What a great ending to WrestleTopia 3. Fantastic match. I was dogging your boy a minute ago. I'm going to give him some praise here. The called shot ladder match was absolutely terrific. Easily the match of the night. Now I know body bag, should be the match of the night, but from a wrestling standpoint, the ladder match was violent. It was chaotic. Weird things happened throughout the whole thing. Miles Mercer and Chris Ward just went at it like they were the only two men in the ring. And then Aaron Xavier gets involved, and Kolak of Mana, and everybody. Kazio was there. It was chaotic. It was a chaotic mess. And at one point, Koa drags Kazio, throws him on a table, gets up on the archway over the door, which is about 15 feet in the air, and does a superfly splash, destroying Kazio. Kazio was dead. And
I'm gonna bring G.I. Joes next time we do.
You
this.
should bring G.I. Joe. That would be fun.
So when you describe stuff,
You can
be right
you can
there with
recreate
you,
it.
Like recreate.
I like that.
I'll bring G.I.
If
Joe.
I had technology or a budget, I would have footage that I wouldn't have to do on my phone. G.I. Joe's the way. It would be better than the fax machine.
G.I. Joe's gonna work.
But Aaron Xavier was the man that got the ladder, and Miles did this dive out of the ring. Now, Miles is a fairly talented individual, and he can fly as high as anybody. But the altitude he got on this dive was unbelievable. You have to see it to believe it.
There's a photo of him.
There's a photo of him going over the ring
I
post.
mean, Miles,
Like he just jumped.
You gotta give-
It was just pure athleticism. There
Got-
was no form,
Nope.
no nothing.
he just
He was like, Jesus, take the wheel. And
he went up and flew. And he flew for a while. I mean, it was like, man, it's had some wings and some shit. But it was a great match, historic for me. We're happy to be there and see it. It was crazy.
He was the darkest dove I'd ever seen.
The darkest dove indeed. Black Dove Rising.
So dark. Somehow I'm still able to do it. I'm still able to call him dark. Somehow.
Somehow you did. That's what you call money right there, bruh. Okay, so that match was great. Aaron Xavier now holds the called shot. He can cash that in and get a title shot of any title he wants. If he wants the Genesis title, he'll have to tussle with one Sean Mulligan, who retained his title. Odinson Berserker won the Nick Huffman Memorial Battle Royal. That is the artist formerly known as Bane X. It was one hell of a battle royal. It was crazy. It was SCW and Power Stars, and the Power Stars came out first. And the SCW swarmed the ring. Anyway, that was great. Max Holiday fought Tyler Sullivan. Haven't seen Tyler Sullivan in forever. And he wins the match, beating Max Holiday on a disqualification. Even Sue couldn't save Max Holiday, but he still looked great and is still a TikTok influencer. So that's what happened at SCW. Coming up this Sunday, IPW presents the Medallions Tournament. Talk to us.
12 people will wrestle in the tournament.
Not 11, not 9, not 14, 12.
In order to get the medallion tournament, or medallion, I should say, this way they can use the said medallion on any champion other than the league champion themselves. I have no other information because I'm looking at the time frame because the alarm is going to go off. If you want to go and check out the medallion tournament, you have to go to Richmond Park at 1 p.m. on Sunday and check it out. VFW Pulse 311. You can go there and check. All the stuff is on the Facebook page.
Not the booker.
You're not even close.
Not the booker.
I don't even own books.
Information liaison. I heard there was a trios match. Is there any truth to that rumor? I read it somewhere.
You read it?
I read it on the social media. The turtle.
Oh, can't answer that. There you go.
Damn it. Damn it. Okay, so we just crammed a whole lot of stuff into a very short period of time. Want to thank our guest, Ruthless Rockin Rivera. Want to thank Cactus Rack for her excellent explanation and hyping Chicago Knockouts this Saturday night. Want to thank C-Red, and again, C-Red, we had a great time doing the roast of Ivan Manson, but it would have been way better had you been there. You would have had a good time. It was something that you would have taken to like a what to what? A fish to water.
I got it. A black person to a bar, because that's what I was. I was there. And they wanted me to go up there and say something.
I asked
with only one way in and out. And I was walking away from said area. And go ahead and have fun talking about Ivan Manson. You can fuck off. I'm not doing it. I'm the only one here. I'm the only one, and the door is 50 feet away from you. You can eat a dick, sir. I'm not doing it.
Speaking of eating dicks, apparently I eat 10. That's something that was said last Tuesday night.
That was said.
Even though there's echo, I heard it. I heard it. Thanks, Ivan. Thanks a lot. Next week on this show, we will again preview Rocket Pro Wrestling's Darkness Falls, as we have Joey Blues on this show, and we will find out what the hell is going on with No Coast. Someone's got to find out. Joey says all he wants to do is talk. We're going to give Joey the forum to talk. Crazer won't be here. Just Joey. Why are you upset? You gonna split?
No,
the
show's over.
The show's over.
I just had a question. If he didn't show, what was he gonna show up to the house? Was he gonna show up to see Red Flame?
Who?
Well, you said all he wanted to do was talk. What if he didn't want to talk? What was he gonna do? What was this man gonna do? I'm just going based on the words you said.
He just wants to talk to Brian Crazer.
Okay.
He has been saying that.
Okay, that's on me.
And we're going to give him a chance to say what he has to say live on this show. Maybe Crazer will see it. Maybe that will help. Because they got a big match at Darkness Falls. So on behalf of Information Liaison and the Real Deal and the Eater of Pancakes, that is Rion Skills, on behalf of the urban sensation, the triumphant return of our friend C-Red, I'm Steve. We will catch you next week on the Power Hour, and we thank you for watching and supporting our show.
Tan. Look at that. That's not driver's tan. I don't know what it is.
He's tan.
That dumb shit.
Do with that what you will, whatever you will, and don't listen to him about the bars. That's not what we do in 22.
We
You
raised
were
them.
we raised them, and you
Raised
were
them.
way less than 50 feet away from that door. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.